Hey everybody, Dr. Fisher here. I'm coming to you today as it becomes fall and the sun is starting to go down a little bit to talk with you about vitamin D. Now, vitamin D is a really important um, hormone that we all need, especially in light of the current pandemic. It's one of the most important things it's one of the most important things to make sure you have enough of in order to increase your likelihood of um, being well and or having reduction in symptoms. There's a lot of really great science and a lot of really good research papers on the importance of vitamin D in staying well and or reducing symptoms when you are sick. So people oftentimes ask me, what is the level of vitamin D that they need to have? Now, the general idea is on most blood work, um, the low end of vitamin D, depending on the lab that you use, is between 25, 30, maybe 35, depending on, again, the lab numbers. Each lab is just slightly different. But what we want is a little more of an optimal number. So usually somewhere around the 50, 60 range, maybe a little bit higher if the person's had um, a health history in the past of other immune issues and whatnot, and or they're currently working through something. So that's on blood work. From a general standpoint, as long as your digestive system is working appropriately and you're able to absorb and receive fats, and or depending on the quality of the vitamin D, generally speaking, about this time of year, I tend to encourage most of my patients to bump to about 5,000 international units a day. Now, some people individually are not digesting fats very well, and we've got to bump it to 10,000 IUs a day for a period of time or months, or that's what they have to stay at individually. Usually, 5,000 for an adult is a reasonable number for those of us who live here in the Northwest. Now, for kids, there's a smaller number, 400 to 1,000 IUs a day. Uh, we have several different options in the sense of vitamin D that we have available here in the office. I usually encourage people to do a high quality version. One thing that's really important is understanding that vitamin D is a fat soluble vitamin, and it requires you to take it. If you get a low quality version, it requires you to take it around eating food and or potentially something that has fats to make it a little more readily absorbable for you. Now, if you do a high quality supplement, it'll be in what's called a lipid form or a lipophilic form, where it's going to be more easily digestible. And so that is a little more easy to just kind of take whenever. All of my supplements are a little more of the high quality version, and they're easier to digest. We have drops for kiddos, right? You can do 1 drop a day as you go into the winter time, 5 drops as an adult, generally speaking. Again, I'm not diagnosing or treating you, but that's the general recommendation that I give the majority of my patients. And I'll be sending this out in an email just to let everybody know it's that time of year. It is the fall time. You got to love the change in the weather and the beautiful transition of the leaves as they fall. You can sense it in the air. Everybody's starting to nest a little bit. We're actually throwing out our stuff for Halloween. And so it is that time of year to bump your vitamin D up. So this is Dr. Fisher with your little tidbit for the day, signing out.